The Best Games in the 417 is brought to you by MoonCityCon. MoonCityCon is Springfield's premier board gaming convention, taking place June 9th through the 11th at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel on the south side of Springfield, Missouri. For tickets, go to MoonCityCon.com. We will be revealing the best games in the 417 over the next few weeks. Starting tomorrow, we will reveal the 24th spot and proceed revealing games until we find out what game was voted number one by the 417 gamers. Below, you will see games that appear that did not quite make the final cut list, but still deserve a mention. We open submissions for games for the top 10 gamers in the 417 area on December 7th and close submissions on January 8th. Each submission of top 10 games was scored 10 points for a number 1 vote, down to 1 point for a number 10. Additionally, an extra point was awarded for each list the game appeared upon. So for all the games that are currently crawling by, they were the number 10 on most people's lists, but only appeared the one time, gaining 2 points in total. We had 34 lists submitted and 185 unique games. We had games that started with almost every letter in the alphabet except for the letter X. We hope you enjoy the list reveal as we go forward. If the games below look interesting to you, and you're in the 417 area, head over to the Facebook page at facebook.com/417gamers. Join the 417 gamer group and see if somebody would like to play. A lot of times, we're dying to play the games that are in our top 10. We also want to thank MoonCityCon for being our sponsor. MoonCityCon is Springfield's premier board gaming convention. You'll see a lot of these games played at MoonCityCon. In the number 20 slot, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Designed by Joan Van Watering and published by the Op. According to the Op, you play as your favorite characters and defend the wizarding world from the evil forces. Enhance your abilities as you build your deck with over 140 cards. 7 successive game adventures offer increasing difficulty as you battle villains and unlock new abilities, secrets, and challenges. Also included are 4 Hogwarts house dice, game board, over 50 chip pieces, and sorting cards to keep everything organized. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle was published in 2016. It appeared on 3 lists and garnered 27 points. And just because we're being generous, we're going to give you one more. Let's go on to number 19. In the 19th slot is Carcassonne. Designed by Klaus-Jürgen Werde, published by Hansheim Gluck, and distributed in the U.S. by Z-Man Games. Inspired by the medieval fortress in southern France of the same name, Carcassonne is a tile-laying game in which players fill the countryside around the fortified city. Players choose from tiles that depict cities, roads, monasteries, and fields. Each new tile place creates an ever-expanding board on which the players can then add their followers. Players score points by having followers on features as they've completed. The player who makes the most strategic placements of tiles and followers will score the most points and win the game. Carcassonne is the game famous for popularizing the meeple. So if you see the little wooden guy, think of Carcassonne. Carcassonne was published in the year 2000. It appeared on 4 lists and gained 30 points. One of the games that tied for number 17. At the number 17 spot, we have Great Western Trail, designed by Alexander Pfister, published by Eggertspiel. The first edition was distributed in the U.S. by Stronghold Games, and the new second edition is currently being distributed by Capstone Games. Published in 2016, here's a little flavor from the publisher. America in the 19th century. You're a rancher and repeatedly herd your cattle from Texas to Kansas City, where you send them off by train. This earns you money and victory points. Needless to say, each time you arrive in Kansas City, you want to have the most valuable cattle in tow. However, the Great Western Trail not only requires that you keep herd in good shape, but also wisely use the various buildings along the trail. Also, it might be a good idea to hire capable staff. Cowboys to improve your herd, craftsmen to build your very own buildings, or engineers for the important railroad line. If you cleverly manage your herd and navigate the opportunities and pitfalls of the Great Western Trail, you will surely gain the most victory points and win the game. Great Western Trail is a pool building, hand management, set collection, track movement game. That's a mouthful. As the flavor indicates from the publisher, you take your little cowboy along the path of the game board, and eventually you end your journey in Kansas City. Once in Kansas City, the variation of cattle breeds and maximizing the value of cattle cards in your hand will dictate how profitable your journey was each time you enter Kansas City on the Great Western Trail. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. Great Western Trail appeared on 4 lists and earned 31 points in the 417 Gamers. Let's go on to the second. Tied for 17th. Everdell. Designed by James A. Wilson, published by Starling Games, published in 2018. Here's a little flavor from the publisher. Discover Everdell. Use resources to build a village of critters and constructions in this woodland game. From Everfrost to Bellsong, many a peaceful year has passed in Everdell, but the time has come for new territories to be settled and new cities to be established. You will be the leader of a group of critters intent on just such a task. There are buildings to construct, lively critters to meet, and events to host. You will have a busy year ahead of you. Will the sun shine brightest on your city before the winter moon rises? Over 250,000 copies of Everdell have been sold to date. Everdell is a worker placement, hand, and resource management game. On a turn, you will either place one of your animeeples out onto the board to collect resources, draft cards, or claim rewards, or, alternatively, instead you may be playing an animeeple. Instead of playing an animeeple, you'll be playing a card into your town tableau by paying its cost. The player that has created the city worth the most points will win the game. Everdell collected 31 points and appeared on 4 lists. Let's go on to the 15th spot. Tied at 15th, Wingspan. Designed by Elizabeth Hardgrave, published by Stonemaier Games in 2019. Here's some flavor from the publisher. Wingspan is a competitive, medium-weight, card-driven, engine-building board game from designer Elizabeth Hardgrave and Stonemaier Games. It is the 2019 winner of the prestigious Kinderspiel des Jahres Award. You are bird enthusiasts, researchers, birdwatchers, ornithologists, and collectors, seeking to discover and attract the best birds to your network of wildlife preserves. Each bird extends a chain of powerful combinations in one of your habitats. These habitats focus on key areas of growth. Gain food tokens via custom dice in a bird feeder. Lay eggs using egg miniatures in a variety of colors. Draw from hundreds of unique cards and play them. The winner is the player with the most points after 4 rounds. Wingspan garnered 32 points off of 5 lists from the 417 Gamers. That was what tied at 15. If you want to see the other game, stay tuned next Monday and we'll reveal that. Before we get out of here, we want to say thank you to MoonCityCon as our sponsor. They are looking for your input for prizes this year. If you'd like to help them select the prizes for their play to win and door prize pool, go over to their Facebook page at facebook.com/MoonCityCon or leave some comments below and we'll forward along your responses to them. Stay tuned next week where we reveal the other game that took 15th spot. And before we get out of here, let's look at the list so far. And here's some games that didn't quite make the list. We'll see you in the next episode, and keep gaming in the 417.